Francis Mastrangelo with the Magic Sketchbook again. Why is it so magic? It takes you anywhere you want to go. Now, it can be real close to home. I've done a whole series of sketches of the dunes up here at the golf course, at the Palos Verdes golf course. There's a whole bunch of them here. There's one there. When I arrived here a few years back, now here's some cliffs. Oh, just down the beach there. Now these are all local. Well, not so. This is Cougar Mountain, Washington. And this is the Sombrero Galaxy. Somebody calls me one day and says, "What are you doing, Francis?" I said, "Let me tell you what I'm doing." At that point, I was rendering stars on this piece of glass that I had spray painted with flat black, and then let it dry, and then I brushed in the halo here, the rim, and then I started working some color pencils to glaze a little bit of color on, and then to put the millions of stars in. Now, this is a simulator. I live in a simulated world. Art is a simulated world. This is a pencil on canvas of a light ship. It's a simulator. I'm out in the streets of Juan de Fuca. I'm working on the Sombrero Galaxy, and I'm sketching up at the dunes or down at the beach. It takes me anywhere I want to go. There was a lady that came in here one day. She was a solicitor. She was a real estate lady, real cute. And she comes in here and she goes, "Look what you get to do. And you can do this." And as I had said in another segment, if you can sit in front of a TV and make believe you're in China or New York, because it is make-believe. It's based on reality. That's what's nice and interesting about plein air or open air sketching and painting. I don't do much painting, but I do a lot of sketching out there. And it's, well, it's a lifestyle because that's my simulator. But it's real. My simulator is more real than your simulator. That phrase was coined in, I think, the early 18th century by a philosopher who, when we started becoming so intellectual, that was the Age of Enlightenment, the Renaissance, and all. We'd be becoming so intellectual, and one observer just noted that we kind of just live in our heads now. Well, that's what art is. That's what reading is, that's what TV is, that's what photography is. It's all in our heads. But art can take you into concepts. Not only can it take you places physically, but you can do this kind of business with it. I do anyway. And I can become, well, a little more philosophical with it. And then, of course, there's abstracts. And people argue over what this is all about. You know, when I do abstracts, I tell people, in about a year, you could flip that thing upside down and you'll have a whole brand new look on life. And that's what's cool about art, too. That's why I go a little bit into quantum physics because it's a lot about observation. That's one of the principles in quantum physics. And I thought, what? Then they said, well, you need a lot of math. Yeah, you don't need a lot of math. A picture's worth 1,000 words, and that really helps when you're talking about physics. But it really helps when you're talking about art. What did you do to the painting, Francis? Well, Mary, I didn't do anything to this painting. Francis, you did something with this painting. What was it? This woman was melting down in front of this painting. She had signed off on the night before, and I had flipped it to paint the edges. I painted the edges. And she came in and saw it flipped and flipped out. I thought, you know, that's pretty interesting business. Particle wave, E equals MC. Not scared of seeing things the other way.